You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can find this channel on Twitter, Gap.ai, BitChute, and Minds.com. This is a real American Patriot channel for real American Patriots. If you're not a real American Patriot, please exit the channel. Furthermore, we are not sponsored by any outside interference. That means we're unscripted, unrehearsed, and unedited. With that being said, transmission will commence momentarily.
Hello, guys. Thanks for joining me on the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can find me on Minds.com, BitChute, Twitter, and Gab.com. Most importantly, like, share, and subscribe. On this episode, we're going to discuss about immigration this time and what's going on. This time, I'm going to show you 3 articles according to immigrations and how it lead to the detriment of California, the detriment of the United States, the detriment of American, basically, right? In this article, let me show you guys. All right, the first article I'm going to show you is all from Breitbart. I'll leave a description and I'll leave a link in the description like I always do. All right. Let me show you this. All right. Here we go. Exclusive. Expert. Only a matter of time before illegal alien voting is expanding. All right. Election Democrats will soon attempt to expand voting rights in blue states for illegal aliens. Exactly. I've been saying this. They try to get illegals to vote. If anything in California, they already have been illegal because they don't check for IDs. There's a lot. You don't know how many people are voting. Or you don't know who's are voting. Or you don't know what name they're voting for under whose name. Right? An election fraud expert said. Last week, Democrats in New York said approval of and signing a law plan that give driver's license to illegal aliens. Right? In backing of the business lobbies. Right? These licenses are the main concern that a lot of these illegal people to vote. Right? This is like the gateway, the portal. It's the first step to get these illegal to vote. Right? The law allowed state 725,000 strong illegal immigrant population to be eligible to the same license in America. Citizens are efforted. Like California always implemented this. Now we having like a resurgence of traffic like crazy. Traffic is getting crazy because all these illegal driving. Already, state official has said that the law will effectively give illegal aliens ability to vote in New York as well as New York citizens and vote in the state motor vehicle to vote at the state motor vehicles office. New York give illegal ability driver's license to obtain driver's license, and they were cheering about this. Right? The Government Accountability Institute GAI director researcher Eric Egger exclusively told Breitbart News that the new law in New York indicates that it's only a matter of time exactly before the Democrats in state in California, New York, Massachusetts, Oregon, Maryland expanding voting rights. They're already doing that. If anything is already happening in California, look at the last election. They turned a red district like Orange County into a blue state now. Orange County is very red, right? You know why it's turning blue? Because all these illegals who live there are able to vote now. They outvoted the legal citizens. That's why it's blue. Now you gotta understand why it's turning blue. Because there's a lot of illegal voting in Orange County right now, right? This is the first step towards expansion of numbers of things that normalizing the right to illegal alien, Egger said. This only a matter of time before we see expansion of illegal aliens in the state election, and eventually the left pushes for illegal aliens voting in a federal election. Egger continued. If anything, they already have, right? Egger said that there are 2 scenarios in which illegal aliens may be registered to vote in New York. The first, illegal aliens knowingly registered in the voting in the DMV by fraudulently claiming that they are eligible to vote. Exactly. There's no ID check. We are not trusting illegal aliens honoring not to register to vote, Egger said. The second case is where the state Democrats official exploited illegal aliens by coercing them to register to vote. Exactly. They forced them to vote. They lied to them. When they lied to them that they're not actually eligible to vote, but they lied to them that they are. That's what they're doing, without truly understanding that that is illegal. Right? They lied to them. They say it's okay to vote, but in actuality, it's illegal. And these people are stupid. Lack of a better word, they don't know any better. They just nod their head. Yeah. And my research shows that illegal get caught up in these parties that exploit and victimize aliens. Of course they are. They don't understand they're being exploited and being used by the Democratic Party. All right. Florida immigrants attorney Liz Ricky told Breitbart News that she had a client getting caught up by easily accessible voting registration system and suffered the consequence of return. Exactly. If they get caught, they get sent back. I have had other clients who were denied naturalization because of this. Exactly, because they couldn't. Like when you apply for citizenship, you can't apply for citizenship if you commit a crime. All right, pure and simple. In New York, effort to 100,000 illegal immigrants to state driver's license roll comes just before 2020 presidential election. The calculated move by the Democratic National Committee, according to Edgar, exactly is a calculated move. Is a plan. There's a strategy. The Democrats are doing this right in time for 2020, Edgar said. We know that DNC chairman Tom Perez, he may be illegal as well, has been advocating this. Evil person, too. Expansion on voting rights for illegal aliens. The New York laws will potentially increase voting impact on illegal aliens across the state of this diluting vote American citizen, Edgar said. Excuse me. I gotta rub my eye real quick. Sorry. I apologize. California, where illegal aliens are allowed to obtain driver's license, of course, it's already happening in California, has been founded to have growing voters fraud. Of course, why you think Orange County turned blue? Because of all these voter frauds across the state. Last year, California DMV admitted that it had registered 1,500 ineligible voters, right? According to non-citizens over the course of 6 months. There's voter fraud right there. All right, not only that is happening, let me see. Here's another article. Illegal is a very important subject. Right? D.C. region set up sanctuary congressional to shoot out illegal aliens from ICE. If you haven't heard, they're doing this right now to try to prevent the president from doing what you gotta do to protect Americans. The Congressional Action Network, formerly called DMV Sanctuary Congressional Network, is working on Washington, D.C., Virginia, and Maryland to make church places where people in the United States illegally can gather to prevent detain and deportations. Wow. President Trump announced on Saturday he would be delaying the state of immigration and custom enforcement sweeping to detain deport immigration who had been served deportation orders, right? It's not illegal deportation, it's lawfully deportation because they've been served already. They just don't snatch people for no reasons. It's not like that. That's not reality. They're lying to you. This is Hollywood. They just don't, just because you don't have the paper, you're not automatically snatched like that. You have to be, what is that? Serve a deportation order. All right. Other half understand disappeared inside the country. Okay, exactly. They disappeared. That's what happened when you catch and release these people. They're not gonna, if they are able to break a crime across the board, what makes you think they can come show up in court? All right. At the request of Democrats, I have delayed the illegal immigration removal process, deportation, for 2 weeks to see if the Democrats and Republicans can get together and work on a solution to asylum loopholes problems in southern borders. Trump tweeted on Saturday, if not, deportation must start. Of course, that's his tweet. In response to President Trump's announcement, at his administrative would report millions of undocumented migrants in the coming weeks of Congregation Action Network asserted a faithful solidarity of the immigrants' family across the D.C. metro area who has been put into a fresh state fear of trauma. Hey, man, that's the thing. You break a crime, you have to live in fear. That's what happens when you don't go according to the rules. You have all these stress. You put this trauma on yourself, right? If you wouldn't cross the border and come out the right way, you wouldn't be having this kind of trauma, all right? These people, I don't feel sympathetic for these people. They broke the law. Now they feel trapped. You know what? That's on you. That's like a you problem. It's not my problem. A press release from the network said network clergy are speaking out, urging that community stay safe in their congressional to take action. Shame on us. No, shame on you. U.S. is creating a state of fear and vulnerable people. No, they're not. They're pushing the law. You break the law, you have to pay the consequences. What? Even illegals are entitled? They're not entitled to nothing. Reverend Julio Hernandez of Arlington, Virginia, said the community is already struggling in survival. Of course, they wouldn't be struggling. They wouldn't sneak in here. The threat of raid on re-traumatizing those who don't have documents. Of course. Why don't you come in the right? If you come in the right way, you have documents, right? And want to live like the rest. Of course, you come in the right way, you could able to live like the rest of us. Idiots. It's so stupid. See, they like to use word to appease your feelings, right? You have to use logic, all right? Let's continue. We have all humans, Hernandez said. We are all, of course we are all humans, but just because we're human, that doesn't mean we can't break the law. That's just because we're human, that doesn't mean we're able to break the law. Like, what, so you're advocating people to break the law just because they're human? Hernandez said. If we started to dehumanize one group of political benefits, then we are endangering harming. No, we're not. We are not raiding lawful citizens. That means that we're getting rid of the people who broke the law. Idiots. They like to use the word that they use and put together to try to appease the people's emotions. Don't be fooled by the word that they use to appease their emotions. That's one way of they persuade listeners. All right? Their pathos, ethos, and logos. The network have urges the members to reach out a local government and laws enforcement to urge them not to cooperate with ICE. All right, the network's press release said, lack of access to area detention facility and support of law enforcement will make harder for ICE to carry a widespread arrest. Of course, do you think this is going to be easy? God promises often to sacred scriptures and by faith and protection, defending and comfort and distress. Reverend Shelley Steen, directors of the Disciplined Refugees, Immigrants, and Ministry said, you know what? Don't listen to her. You got to question her belief. Did God say break the law as well? Huh? Does God advocate breaking the law? Stupid. I am disturbed by, as a Christian in the United States. I question your Christian leadership, right? What are you? I bet you this is the type of Christian that eat pork. All right? And the U.S. citizen with the needs to hard work and family-focused immigrants, friends, and neighbors who raise and cry. Wait. Reverend Sharon, if you're a woman, look, if you're a woman, why are you even a reverend? You're not even supposed to be a reverend. That's going against scripture, all right? But let's carry on. She's a Christian. What the heck? Doesn't make any sense. It's like totally defying God's rules. She's a hypocrite, all right? With the needs for hardworking family equals focused immigration, family, neighborhood, and raise and cry and God protection against terrorizing ICE raid and threaten not only to separate families, but to separate us from the last best value, welcome, compassion, and hospitality. This is ridiculous. These people are false followers. Instead of spreading fear, these are the type of people that put a rainbow flag on their church as well. Instead of spreading fears, we are ready to as a faith community, to stand solidarity within the immigration, offer love, and continue the urges of our city to invest in the support of our immigration neighbors to keep the city strong, and ask the sheriff and police to cooperate with ICE such as raid, should he said. Not to cooperate with ICE. She's an evil woman. She's not even supposed to be a reverend. She's going against the Bible. She's going against the scripture. All right? The network said that Trump took office that has been disturbing. Know your rights. Materials of immigrants in the country legally. It is also developed in the deportation defense program that include providing sanctuary to immigrants inside the church building, according to your press release. Oh, your 501c3 churches that don't pay any taxes, that those churches that have multiple stories taking people's money. All right. But Mark Morgan, acting director of ICE, said Operation Plan isn't designed to scare people. It's not about fear, Morgan told ABC News. No one installing fear in anyone. This is about rules and laws. Of course it is. Maintaining the integrity of the system, Morgan said. Without rules and laws, we'll live like animals. So they have to abide. There's consequences. So they don't want to pay for the consequences. These people. It's like saying Adam and Eve got kicked out the Garden of Eden, and then they try to sneak back in the Garden of Eden. No, you broke the law by eating the fruit. You have to live outside the Garden of Eden now. You own up to your consequences. That's the consequences when you eat from the tree of knowledge, the fruit. All right. So if anything, they're what they're doing right now. These reverends right here, what they're doing right now is totally against Scripture, because if you break the law, you have to pay for your law, like Adam and Eve did. They broke the law by eating the fruit of knowledge, and they got outcast into outside the Garden of Eden, and they had to pay the consequence for their own action. So what? So because you're a legal alien, you should be treated differently? You shouldn't be pay for your consequences? Make any sense? Right? It doesn't make any sense. So it's like Adam and Eve tried to sneak back in the Garden of Eden. Does that make any sense? Make any sense at all? The network will also take advantage of protocol ICE has been placed and people of what called a sensitive location, including schools, daycare centers, health facilities, churches, religions, and civil ceremonies such as wedding and funeral. All right. And that's also lead to this other article. Census Texas adding 9 Hispanic population to every white residence. All right. And the state of Texas is adding about 9 Hispanic residents to the population of every white resident. So they try to change the demographic. That's what it is. They can't win it the right way, so they try to change it. This is a tactic of the Democrats. The United States Census Bureau state that Texas Tribune published the latest Census Bureau data projecting which indicate between 2010 and 2018 Hispanic population in Texas are grown nearly 4 times at the rate of white resident populations and then 3 times at the rate of a black population. So they're pushing the black community out. If anything, they're destroying the black community more than they're destroying the white community. Right? Today, for example, Compton, right? Back in the day, is always known as a black community. Compton and Carson, right? California. All of a sudden, it's all changing now. It's all mostly Hispanic now. They're pushing the community out. You can hardly see any black community within Compton or Carson anymore, right? Because they're pushing it out. They're changing the population. If you don't know, Carson and Compton is in California, right? Today, Texas Hispanic population stand amount almost $11.4 million. This indicates that the Texas have added 215,000 Hispanic residents every year, while the black population growing only 6,000 a year, right? And the white resident population grow about 54,000 in average, right? You know why is black resident only growing 6,000 a year? Because of all the abortion. That's what they can't keep up with the rate of the Hispanics, right? They're killing their baby off because of Planned Parenthood. Last year alone, white residents' population of Texas grew by only 24,000 because they're all moving out. They don't want to deal with this stuff. And this is the census, the data right here. Hispanic census data indicate that it could become the largest population group in the state by the early 2022, outpacing the 11.9 million white residents who are currently living in Texas. They're changing Texas. If you're listening, they're changing the demographic, and you need to stand up ASAP, right? This year, the Census Bureau revealed that legal immigration, where the United States admit about 1.2 million illegal immigrants a year, mostly come from Central and Latin America, is derived nearly half of the population growth in the country. Since 2011, the level in which immigration have accounted for overall population growth have increasing more than 13%, and that at the current rate, the legal immigration is about 1.6% of U.S. residents and would be foreign-born in 2060. About 1 in 10 U.S. voters, with voters in upcoming 2020 election, will have been voted outside the country. In the next 2 decades, should the country legal immigration policy go unchanged, the U.S. is set to import about 15 million new foreign voters. About 8 million of these new foreign voters will have to arrive through the process known as chain migration. That's what Trump's trying to change right now, where nearly naturalized citizens are allowed to bring an unlimited number of foreign relatives in the country. We gotta change that. Foreign-born voters are researched by Axios, New York Times, University of Maryland, College Park College Park researchers Jillian Gippo and Ronald Brownstein has confirmed that more likely than natural-born American voters for Democrats. And that's what they're doing right now. That's what they're doing right now. That's why we have all these election frauds. That's why we have we have to accommodate all these homelessness, which is ridiculous. This is why home prices is going up, because when there's more people in the population, homing becomes scarce. Thereby, when homing becomes scarce, price of rent goes up. All right? They don't understand economics. This is what happens when you bring in illegal aliens. All right? They're changing the population, changing the demographic. All right? They're making cities and sanctuary cities, and they're having them voting illegally. That's what happens. All right? This is a tactic of the Democrats. This is what is already seen. It's all written out to you guys. And I don't know why people aren't listening to this. They try to change the demographic right now. They try to change people vote. They try make the Hispanic the new voting bloc. This is what they don't understand. This is what they don't understand. They're being used, right? And some of these churches taking them in. You know they're doing the bad thing, right? They're advocating breaking the law. That's what they are. These churches. So basically, let's recap. They're giving them right to vote license, right to vote. Right, they're registering these people. They're harboring them in sanctuary cities, and they're changing the demographic of the cities. Right, like, for example, like Texas. Right, that's what happens. These are the consequences of having illegal immigrants. Right, and they're not assimilating. All right, and I don't know how clear can it get. They're trying to change the demographic. They're ruining, and not only that, they're diminishing the black population, diminishing the white population. They're voting illegally, right? They're being used by the Democrats, and they don't see that. People need to wake up, guys. People need to wake up. And we have all these ministries, these churches that's advocating this stuff, which I find it wrong. They're not supposed to be advocating this thing at all. It's ridiculous. All right, let me know you agree. You think they're changing? You think it's gonna have an adverse effect on the election? Right? You think this is too big to be avoided? What's your perspective on this? All right, let me know you agree. Because someone's saying, because of what I'm reporting, YouTube don't want to monetize my channel because I'm not monetized. I'm unscripted and rehearsed and unedited. I'm gonna say what I want without being bothered by any outside interference. Right? Because of that, I'm not taking any donation, because the point of this channel is to get you to think for yourself. You don't have to agree with me, but to think for yourself, all right? Because group thinking will lead you to the demise, will lead you off the cliff. Group thinking is socialism. Group thinking is communism. Group thinking is Venezuelan. Group thinking is Russian. Group thinking is North Korean. Group thinking is Cuba. All right? All these socialist countries, group thinking, and look what happened to their city, their state, their nations. They're falling off the cliff right now. This is what group thinking will get you, all right? You do not want to be a group thinker. If you like what I'm doing, please like, share, and subscribe. Because when you like, share, and subscribe, it encourages me to make more videos. When you encourage me to make more videos, I'll saturate YouTube algorithm with my videos. When I saturate YouTube algorithm with my videos, it make it more expansive to a mass audience. And within those mass audience, I might light a spark in their mind to think for themselves. And that's what matters, right? They don't have to agree with me as long as they think for themselves. But on that note, I digress. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. Like, share, and subscribe. This is a HighlyEvolvedPodcast. I know your time is very precious, and I try not to waste your time. And on that note, guys, you have a good day. Peace.